Welcome to Community Crypto on CoinDesk TV. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson, and this week we are highlighting the crypto community in Argentina. I'm joined today by Gabriel Gruber, co-founder and CEO at Exactly Finance. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me here. A pleasure to be talking about interesting stuff today.
Pleasure to have you here as well. And let's jump right into it. Inflation rates. So far, they have topped 70% in Argentina, a 20-year high, and they could go even higher, expected to reach maybe 90% by December, according to analysts. Inflation is a global issue right now, but why is it especially high in Argentina right now?
Yeah, we are champions in soccer, but also in inflation. Argentina has been printing too much money before COVID, so now we are seeing the post-COVID effect of all the money that was printed across the globe, especially in Argentina, where you have this problem from before. So it's acceleration of the inflation that we got before COVID, plus all the money that was printed because of COVID. So we have more inflation, perhaps 10 times more inflation than the US, for example.
Wow, 10 times more inflation. And what are some of the things you're seeing? What are some of those, the effects of the inflation as far as price of goods, prices of certain everyday things that people need? What are some of the things that you're seeing on the ground?
Yeah, just as a very easy way to understand how it works. So we have three types of countries where nobody knows about what inflation is. Let's say Switzerland, countries where people are talking about yearly inflation, like the US. And in Argentina, now we are talking about monthly inflation, which is around 8% per month. So I think the next step is to talk about daily inflation. And that's when the thing starts to be even more difficult. So at the moment, the most difficult part is that nobody knows how to put price on things. So the economy is not working well. So let's say you have money in the bank, you don't know if you have to consume or to deposit, or people who want to invest money don't know if they need to invest or to buy dollars. So inflation creates a problem where the prices don't allow the flow of money to do the work and to transform savings into investment. So that's why Argentina has so much volatility in the GDP growth in the last few years, and that's why it's super short-term cycle of decision making for consumers, for investors, and that's why the country cannot be developed in the long term. So, so inflation should be as low as nobody takes it seriously for any decision. If you are not there, you have a problem, and if inflation is super important, like in Argentina, you have a lot of volatility in GDP, in many other important stuff. So I think we need to find a way to solve this problem looking forward. And people are trying to move from pesos to dollars to crypto, and that's why I think we have like a different adoption crypto in Argentina from regular users of wallets that make pesos for living. They very quickly download these apps to transform pesos into USDC or USDT or DAI or whatever cryptocurrency they want. And that's a way of regaining adoption bottom up.
And one of the things that I like to ask people who are having these inflation problems, people talk about the volatility of cryptocurrency. Has the volatility of cryptocurrency sort of waned, or does it not matter to people because of the high inflation rates?
Yeah, we have here more volatility in the local currency, in the fiat, in peso, than in the price of ETH or Bitcoin. Right. And you have multiple prices for the dollar in Argentina, for example, probably 30 different prices, depending if you are exporting, importing, for savings, for investment. So there is a lot of volatility in the local currency, in this case, the peso, in terms of dollars. So people are used to live with this problem. So I think the volatility of crypto itself, it's not a big issue, but I think people prefer to move pesos to stable coins at the moment. And some people who are traders will invest in ETH or Bitcoin, but more for an investment perspective. I think here the adoption that you are seeing is people moving from peso, which is a very unstable fiat coin, or to a stable coin like DAI or USDC. And that's basically the adoption you have, because there are restrictions in the country that you cannot buy dollars at the official rate in the bank. So that's why people are moving to these stable coins. And people also are trusting more new wallets coming to the market, like Lemon, Velo, Webbit, even Binance. than the traditional banks, where they can probably buy some dollars, but they don't trust banks, so they trust more these wallets, even if they're not if they're custodial wallets rather than banks. So that's also something interesting to look at.
Mhm. And it seems as though, as you stated before, the inflation rate has started because of the printing of money and some of the mismanagement of regulators and government officials. But do you think this is a important time in history where the people can solve the issue that maybe the government has created? And how can that be solved with cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that's very interesting because now you have, I don't know, in some wallet, you have 1 million users. So you have an interesting number of people using crypto on a daily basis. You have these debit cards that you can have DAI in your wallet, and then you can use this debit card to buy daily things with pesos very easily. So I think we are seeing how people protect their buying power, purchase power using crypto at this point. And then it's an open question how crypto can get involved in, let's say, credit, deposits, and are important financial things that so far are not there yet. So crypto is more for saving pesos, saving money in stable coins, or doing daily transactions with debit cards. I think the next step in order to get more, to take advantage of crypto is to use also crypto for savings and for borrowing money. And we are at Exactly Protocol trying to work on that, but it's going to be a long challenge because so far you need to put collateral, you need to know how MetaMask works. So we need to make, I think, fixed rates the first priority, and then work with the collateral. So every user, let's say the real Alice and Bobs can use crypto for not just transfer assets, but also for depositing or for borrowing money. And in some way replacing the financial sector with crypto. That's, I think, the big challenge and the big opportunity at the same time.
Absolutely. I'm glad you stated it that way. Big challenge, but definitely a big opportunity. And the people of Argentina who are experiencing this inflation, I'm not sure if you have before, but what was the response before whenever you had these inflation type rates that started to devalue the peso at the time? What was the response before crypto so that people can kind of get an understanding of how crypto could be something different?
Yeah, Argentina in the last 100 years, 70% of the time have 2 digits inflation. So I think like the average number is like 60% per year in the last 100 years. So we are champions of inflation. Before crypto, what people have been doing is basically taking pesos and exchange pesos for dollars and saving those dollars, in the house, in some place in the house below the mattress or in a safe deposit box in the bank. So that's basically what people have done in the past. Take pesos or whatever currency we have in the past, and very, as soon as they have some money saved, moving to dollar. That's basically the answer before crypto. And now what we are seeing is if you receive pesos in your bank account, in the same second you transfer that amount of pesos to the wallet, and you buy USDC or DAI instead of buying a dollar in the dollar bill and save it in your own house. So that's basically what has been changed. And also you can receive some kind of yield for that deposit with all these crypto wallets offering some kind of a saving account. So you escape from the peso into the stablecoin, and then you get some money from that stablecoin. So I think the user experience now it's better with crypto, but again, there is a huge opportunity to continue improving all the experience, not just moving from peso to dollar in a in a better way, but also to use crypto for all the financial services that you may need. So today you don't have that, but again, it's a huge opportunity, I think, for the community to work on that.
Yes, and it seems as though when you talk about the need for crypto and for people to be able to use it compared to before, it's sort of like the technology has to catch up to the mindset of the people at this point. And I know there's an education gap for a lot of people, but do you feel that same sentiment? Do you think that all we need is for the technology to catch up or for people to catch up and this could happen sooner than later? Or do you see this as something that will take a little bit more time to fix?
Yeah, I think that it's going to take more time because, for example, today, like the merge is coming soon. So you need like scalability in the crypto infrastructure. Let's say Ethereum today can process, I don't know, 14 transactions per second. And in order to be something that can be scalable, you need to get, I don't know, 100,000 transactions per second. And I think we're going to get there in the next few months or few years. But for sure, we're going to get there. At the same time, you need to improve the user experience. Otherwise, it's very difficult to install MetaMask and all that process. It's some kind of difficult for the regular user. So I think you need more scalability, you need better UX. And I'm sure we're going to get there, but it's going to take time in order to get there. So until we get there, I think people are using centralized solutions, wallets, like very simple to use. That has many of the advantages of crypto, but of course, you are not the owner of your private keys. So it's not optimal, but I think it's a good way of getting traction and getting adoption until the technology is ready for mass disruption.
Absolutely. And thank you for that as far as the description of how people can make the shift from the old economy to the new one. And I thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for coming on to discuss with us the issues going on with Argentina and some of the ways that crypto can solve it. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much for the invite. See you soon. Bye-bye.